All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Run! Go! Get to the podcast!
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a podcast?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and
Podcast.
and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hey everyone, welcome to Get to the Movies. That's Get to the Movies with the number 2. My name is Diego D'Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino.
And I'm Neil Carson.
And Happy New Year's!
No, it sounded like Trading Places. What does he say? He goes, Merry New Year! It's Happy New Year. In this country, we say Happy New Year. Excuse my English. You remember
It's
that?
the new decade.
Oh, yeah. It is the new
What is that
decade.
from?
Trading Places.
Oh,
It's Eddie
yeah.
Murphy and Paul Gleason, and then Dan Aykroyd comes in blackface.
No. I
He
don't
sure
remember that.
You're going to start the New Year's like that, right?
Just saying.
He would
I'm
never.
just saying.
Yo, interneters, go
would
get that Dan
never.
Aykroyd.
He's an old man now. Leave him alone.
I love Dan Aykroyd. Anyways, and his name is a fucking nightmare to spell. Have you ever tried to spell?
Aykroyd?
It's
It-
Aykroyd, which is not that much of a nightmare, but that first Y throws you off right from the fucking
So are you
start.
saying the people that can't spell will spell it correctly?
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go.
Exactly. But it's the new year. It is 2020, guys. It has been 20 years since that bullshit Y2K scare. It's been 20 years.
Dude, there were computers that shut down in Y2K.
Yeah,
We
it's
just
like-
didn't
Yeah,
hear
when,
about it.
when people turned them off.
Yeah, exactly.
I better go to that party now. Click.
But can you believe it's 2020? That's even a cool sounding year.
It is.
When's the last time? Well, 1919 would have been the last time you had that double.
It's
number
the Roaring
thing.
20s now.
But
That's what
here's
I say, yeah,
here's the
Roaring
cool
20s.
thing is
I'll
that
start dressing like
2020.
that. Shit.
You know, a lot of companies are going to try to do something big for 2020.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see the cool products that come out this
Yeah, those
year.
optometrists are gonna be fucking rolling in
I
it.
know, right?
Eye doctors.
Um,
It was all right.
Brand new face concealer. Would you smack your face off?
What does that guy do with 20? This guy's got a cup of coffee in here. He never has a cup of coffee in here.
These
Are
are
you
double
drinking
shot.
coffee?
This is double shot. No, I
Oh,
do have
man.
coffee.
Usually you don't.
I usually have it before.
he has it before.
Oh, that's
so
fucking
we-
worse.
We
But-
never see him drinking
Yeah.
it.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's rush hour podcast because Nick has a schedule to keep up
Yeah,
with
I got
today.
brunches, lunches, interviews by the pool.
Basically,
Considered a fool because I dropped out of high school.
basically he's
Biggie.
got to go home to his pay-per-views.
My pay-per-view. Who's fucking using pay-per-view anymore? Who pays?
I'm trying to say terminology
that we
don't
do
use
for,
anymore.
I haven't
flights and
paid
stuff.
to view in years. All right, 2020 movies.
That's
Let's talk-
frosty.
Dude, you're paid for the rest of your life.
I
all
know,
right?
I'm
What are you
locked
talking
into the
about?
system.
That's the delusion that married
Dude,
men
this is
live in.
Skynet. Skynet is the economy.
What?
What?
There's no intelligence in what I just
Do you
said.
need
I
my
just
coffee?
said it with certainty to make
Oh,
you
man.
think, yeah, man, that guy speaks deep. He's
Sound
a
like a
soothsayer.
politician.
So what do we
Yeah, it's bullshit.
We're talking about the
disgusting.
movies we're excited for 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, there are a
so
lot of good
there are some
ones coming out.
great movies
Yeah.
coming out. So we're gonna be
We
talking.
did talk about one already.
No, not in the podcast.
What are you talking about?
The new James Bond.
Yeah, we did that.
We did that, yeah.
Yeah, we did talk about that in an earlier episode, several episodes ago. Dude, fix your fucking
Fix your
microphone.
fucking mic.
I changed this like
You're
4
impotent,
times.
Tighten
Mike.
the screw.
I changed it like 4 times, and I never looked at it to see if it stayed. There it is.
Here,
All
I'll
right.
lock in your wire. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
This doesn't seize
Yeah,
up?
Yeah, it does all those things,
it's a
Neil.
screw,
You
it
just have to
tightens.
do them.
Yes. We are pros,
Life
guys.
will find
We
a
are
way.
pros. It will. Obviously, the
about
mic didn't.
So there you go. So we're going to talk about 2020 movies. There's a lot of great ones coming out.
Yeah.
I'd like to kick it off, if you don't mind. I want to talk about, because the trailer dropped a few weeks ago. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but it looks like so good. I was already
Yeah.
hyped for this movie. The trailer came out, and I was like, fucking yes! Which is Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Stranger Busters.
Stranger Busters, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved this trailer. I didn't really expect it all to be in this like small town kind of thing. Like, I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense, but I'm just so like Ghostbusters and New York are synonymous in my head. So I
Dude,
was
it's Stranger Things with Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah,
it is.
it even has
yeah.
Finn Wolfhard in it.
Yeah.
The main kid from Mike from Stranger Things.
Yeah, small town, crazy
Yeah.
event. You know, they're
Yeah.
cut off from like the rest of the mainstream, whatever.
And it looks great. I mean, Paul Rudd's in it, but like the movie just looks. I don't know what are the words to describe it, but it's contained.
Yeah.
Right. It's it's visceral. It's emotional. You feel it. Whereas the 2016 did miss that mark. I've said it many times. I enjoyed that film, but it missed its mark in terms of connection.
It's like that meme.
It was a little too slapsticky.
The meme with the snap.
Oh
Just
yeah,
snap
yeah.
that
Oh, I
movie
did
out.
see that. It's fucked up. Yeah. No, but the 2016 one missed the mark emotionally. Like that's important because if you watch those original films, there was an emotional connection to it, even if it wasn't dramatic, like crazy dramatic. There was a maybe in the way it was filmed, there was something about that movie you connected with. 2016 was just a funny, light, whatever.
It was just
movie.
a political push, I think, and for females. And I'm saying this in this way. I'm saying that I think when females play strong. No, listen.
all the backers
You're
and
on your
supporters
own,
are dropping out.
No. I think when you force issues and force perspectives, it doesn't work. You kind of clink out of it.
But it was a
But
great
if it's
cast.
naturally done, it was. That's what I'm saying. It was a great cast, and it shouldn't have worked. But I think because everything was pushed, like the campaign before it was so pushed on females.
Yeah.
That I think that took me away from connecting.
Because you're a dude.
Ghostbuster. No, not because I'm a
you
dude.
hate women. No, let me say this.
I'm an underworld
my perspective.
lover.
I think it's I do get what you're saying, but my thing is I feel like that is a bit of a lazy critique of it because there is that, and maybe that came first. Like let's just do it all female because that's a great thing to do. You know, that's fine. You could still make that decision, and the rest of the decisions could be right, and it could be a spot-on movie. But the rest
That's
of the
what I'm
decisions
saying.
that followed it, so it's like whether they had done that or not, it doesn't matter. It's the decisions that followed which are the problem that had nothing to do with whether or not they were female. Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones. Like that's a decent cast. Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying is that there was a great
Thor
cast.
was in it.
But how it was pushed.
I didn't like. Wait, his whole character.
His character was weird, but it was. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is part of like things that I read about it, why his character was that way. But this is what I'm saying is that they had an incredible cast that should have worked.
Yeah,
and I love those actresses. I love watching them. I think they're great.
Right.
You know, but because of the push and the political push behind it, it threw me off from the film.
I get it.
It wasn't them.
Well, you were made too aware of outside forces that had nothing to do with the movie.
Exactly.
There is a point, and that's almost like a media thing at that point, where you can't even blame the movie because if they're like, "Well, let's do an all-female reboot," they should just be able to do that without.
Yeah.
But then when you start getting the campaign, or not even
Well, there's,
campaign,
there's
media
other
behind
things
it,
happening
it
at the
starts to
same
take you
time
out
as
of
the
it.
release of the movie that you're like, the
Yeah.
audience is going to like connect. And
And
be
that's
like,
the problem.
Is that why
because
this
I'm
we
exists?
go to escape.
Sigourney Weaver 2020.
Yeah, because the original cast come back for this, which they did. A bunch of them did come back for that.
I'm
Lots
glad
of
they
them for
didn't show
cameos.
anyone in the trailer. I love that. Actually.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah.
great. And that's what was great.
Or
That whole
teaser-
lead up
teaser
to like,
trailer.
who
Yeah.
are these kids, and then finding out they're Egon Spengler's kids. Like, I got like watching. I was like, fucking yes. And because they showed the spores, molds, and funguses. Did you guys catch that? Which is from the original.
Yeah.
She goes, I like to read myself. Do you read? Print is dead. Yeah. And then she asked him about his hobbies. She goes, you have any hobbies? He goes, I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyways,
But
so
so-
it shows those. And
so then
shows
That's
she-
from the first one. Yeah.
yeah.
So then they're the great grandchildren.
No, just the grandkids. That woman,
grandkids,
their
okay.
mom is
the
his
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a great tribute to connect up to the one Ghostbuster who is dead in real life. Harold Ramis
Yeah.
passed away a few years ago, and this, this kind of gives almost a tribute to him. But his character is a major impetus for this entire plot and this entire film.
Yeah, which
Paul
is cool.
Rudd's in it as that science teacher, and nothing feels hokey at all in the show. When they find the car and they go for the fucking joyride through the cornfield or whatever that is, that whole thing, and the gunner
Through the
seat, the whole
cornfield?
gunner seat that comes out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
The city, the town, they shoot. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
great. It's
Yeah.
great.
Jason Slimer.
Yeah. And anyways, I couldn't have been more hyped for this film before the trailer, and now it's just
In a way, I kind of wish that they would go back to that old style of special effects where it was like, whatever they did, they had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a real thing,
It's
and then
it
they
was-
did
it was
like a
hand-drawn
translucent.
stuff over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was some kind of like real doll or something, and then they did like some translucent.
Oh,
Old,
yeah,
it was like
projection.
pre-CG stuff, and I wish they had that style instead of going with like the 2016 just full-blown CG.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the audience is
So-
expected to just be full-blown CG, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
I don't
quite
know.
look right
well, when
to
you
me.
could do it, you could. I told you this before. I actually really liked the CG in the 2016 one. You weren't a big
Oh,
fan of it.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
actually
I didn't
thought
like
that
it.
looked great.
It's like weird because
Because the Ghostbusters ones, whereas I like them, there are
Yeah.
some parts of it of the original movie that like are a bit dated in terms of like they look like that. hand drawn stuff when
Yeah.
it shows this.
That's not what I associate with it now.
know.
Like I just don't want to see like full blown CG.
Well, they're
super
not. I mean,
detailed
when they first started
ghosts.
talking about this film, they talked about how they're doing a lot of things the old way, how the first films were
Yeah.
done. So I think there's gonna be a mix, and I think since they already noticed that,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that they're going to balance it. And hopefully make it really well. Use it where it's needed. Use it where they can't do things.
Yeah.
You know, and then when they can do it practical effects, they'll do practical.
That'd be
effects.
amazing.
So
Yeah.
it's-
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about that.
Yeah. So that film and that trailer was just so perfect. I loved it. I thought it was a great rollout so far, and I think we're off to a good start with this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I got one.
Yeah.
I got one.
Wow.
Kick
I'm
it.
super excited about this one.
What?
My name, Mike Larry.
Oh, Bad Boys for
Oh,
Life.
Bad Boys for Life. Yeah.
Is Mike Larry.
We talking about
Yeah.
this? We talking
Get
about this
too old
yesterday?
for
My
this
name
shit.
is Mike Larry. Yes, I'm super.
Mike Larry. Yeah.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh, it looks.
Yeah,
gonna be
I'm
good.
super excited about that.
Yeah.
I am
It
super.
feels like those
Yeah.
first couple movies. You know,
I've been very concerned because Will Smith's film that recently has come out haven't been great. Haven't been like standard Will Smith hits. You can say that. What are you gonna say, Aladdin?
I loved Aladdin.
I know you loved Aladdin, but was it a
Also,
hit like his movies?
Aladdin was fucking huge.
I think Aladdin.
But
was
Aladdin wasn't a
expected-
Will Smith vehicle exclusively. But Aladdin
became
was big.
that. It became.
It was-
that.
it was pretty
That's the
awesome,
thing
though.
that made it.
Gemini Man didn't do.
Gemini
extremely
Man
well,
did
but-
not do very well, but Aladdin, the only thing that helped it was Will Smith.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that one.
Oh, I liked it all. Like the movie.
But I'm excited to see this. I was on the first trailer. I was kind of a little bit concerned about Martin Lawrence's condition, but
His condition of old age.
no,
I mean, they're both old.
because
Yeah, but
Aren't they the same
well,
age?
You probably.
Or is
I
Martin
think
Lawrence
Martin
a lot
I don't know.
older?
I don't know.
Oh.
slightly older.
But just how I saw the
Not by
behind the
much.
scenes and how he looked, it was kind of like he seemed a little bit offish.
Yeah.
But
Well, because
but,
a young Martin Lawrence had such a physical comedy to him, and he was so like wiry.
well, he's
and-
been through a lot. Martin Lawrence has been through a lot within the last 10 years.
Right.
You know,
He's an older dude. He's a little bigger.
He
you
is.
know what I mean? And
But that wasn't it. It was just his demeanor. It's just how everything, like Will Smith seemed excited about the return, and he was just like, yeah, and Martin,
Yeah.
just everything behind the scene was like, yeah. So I was kind of concerned that his level of enthusiasm is going to show in the film.
Right.
Right.
And so because I saw that Will Smith was Martin, and that can make or break a film,
Right.
if the actor's not fully enthusiastic about his role or being back in his role. So, but after the last trailer that came out, I'm like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. I'm really excited
Yeah.
about it. So
it looks funny.
It looks funny. It looks like they got their old stuff, together.
Yeah. And it works for Martin Lawrence's character because he was always the family man, right? He
Yeah.
always had the wife
Yeah.
and the kids,
Yeah.
and he just
Wasn't
sort of
Will
like
Smith like chasing or dating Gabrielle?
his
Everybody.
sister, Gabrielle Union in the
His
second one,
sister,
which
yeah.
is his sister. And if you look at this, even by the second movie, he was like already kind of getting older, and like he was always the Murtaugh.
Well, there was a big break between the first and the second.
there was
right?
8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, there was 8 years between those ones, and now there's 16 years between
Yeah.
the second and third one.
I want somebody
It's a
to
lot
take
of life. That's a
these
lot of life.
films.
I like that all these older guys are coming back to their franchises. Like if we see a new Lethal Weapon, I'd be okay with it. Mel
I love
Gibson
that.
and-
I love that the chief
Fourth
is
one
back.
ended beautifully.
I know, but now it's like we're on a roll of
Yeah.
just bringing all the old timers out
Yeah.
of retirement, and
Yeah,
you know.
Joey Pants is back for this one. He's like, fuck. Fucking Pepto-Bismol. Like, I always loved his character from first. He's so stressed.
stressed,
He's like,
yeah.
are you telling me you didn't kill it? Come on, Cap. You know I shot somebody.
That's it.
I love that.
So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think they captured the spirit and the characters, which is something that some movies have been, like sequels, are unable to do, which is to recapture where it feels like the same people. Because they're actors, right? So you have to play the character a certain way to feel like that's the same person. In the trailer, that felt like Mike Lowry, and that felt like, what's his name? What's his character's name? Lawrence's character?
Martin
sorry?
Lawrence?
Yeah, it's
Fucking,
fucking,
I don't remember.
whatever. God damn it, not whatever.
It's all right. Keep going.
All right, anyways, yeah. But so I thought they did a good job of capturing what they would be like 16 years later. They still felt like the same characters, and it's actually kind of perfect that Will Smith is kept in such good shape, and is aging in a way that sort of like
Yeah.
still maintains that youth, because that's what Mike Lowry was like.
Right.
So he's able to maintain that.
Marcus
whereas Martin
Burnett.
Lawrence- yeah, Marcus.
Marcus,
Yeah,
yeah.
Marcus Burnett. Exactly. he's perfect because Martin's character Marcus, he's like I said, was a family man. Like his kids would be adults by now.
Yeah.
Because in the second movie, his daughter was a teenager.
Yeah.
Dating that kid. Remember that scene in the second one when he comes over?
Yeah. And they like pull out the gun.
You ever
on
been
him
with a
and
man?
he's like,
No, sir. You want to?
Yeah.
Who dat?
That's good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Can I do
Anyways.
another shout out to one real quick?
Sure.
We're not thinking. I think I just saw that's the only reason I'm thinking about it. Is ready?
What?
You ain't gonna care. I'm gonna do it towards Nick because you ain't
Oh.
gonna give a fuck
Yeah, I
about
might
it.
not care at all.
And Nick will understand why.
Okay.
Oh. I can't believe I didn't even think of this film. Top Gun Maverick.
That's literally the first film that shows up when I
have
pulled
not
up
even
my
been
list.
thinking about this film recently
I
because they
know.
haven't released any more stuff about it, and we've got all this other stuff that's inundating us.
Yeah.
I love the time they're taking with this movie, to be honest. Like, they finished production on this, like, months ago. And
Yeah.
it's not coming out again until, like, summer, right? Like, May or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That's crazy. Like, they're just really taking their time with this, which is great.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm excited for that one. Top Gun
I'm
Maverick.
kind of excited.
Yeah, you're going to finish up
I'm
the
not
first
excited
one.
because of the first movie, but I'm
But this does
excited
look like a
because
good-
of the last Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
And I like that, and I like the director, and
Yeah.
Cruise is great in that. So
Yeah, and also, you saw the trailer. The trailer just looks really fucking good.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody in it looks good.
Yeah, and that real filming stuff, like, I just love that he's willing to figure that out. You know, because you
they're gonna drop like all these behind the scenes of like Cruise flying F-16s and shit, and you're
and
like,
there's
what the
no
fuck?
denying how amazing that is. Like, this
Yeah.
you can't get past that and be like,
Yeah.
you could to do that because he knows that there's
Well,
no
you know-
replacement for the real thing.
Bill Pullman and
Independence.
yeah,
No way.
and Will
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Smith, they were flying
And
real
Randy- and Randy
F-16s.
Quaid, and Randy
yeah, and they
Quaid.
built that spaceship and everything.
Yeah.
It was like all legit.
Yep, Randy Quaid as well.
Yeah, Randy Quaid. What did he? Yeah,
Hello,
he did at the end. Yeah.
I'm back.
He actually died and then came back to life.
That's why he looks like
it's the
it.
magic of Hollywood.
Randy Quaid. Hello, boys. I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm
Independence 3 is
back.
coming out. That's the return
it's
of Randy
not.
Quaid.
Dude, they set up that second one to like totally have a sequel, and everybody who watched it by the end, that last scene, that last line, let's go get him. Everybody's like,
You
no,
know what it
don't,
was?
don't. Just
I
don't
think
do
when
it.
Will Smith said he wasn't going to have any, he wasn't going to be in it or connected to it, like
They
it
didn't have a
just-
story.
The whole
Yeah,
thing
it just
jibbed.
kind of fell apart.
The whole thing
and they had to
jibbed.
put all their attention on these other.
I tell you what,
characters.
we'll do something new. His son.
Yeah.
His son. What do you think? What do you
Yeah,
think?
yeah,
Think?
that's never been done
Go.
before.
Let's do it.
and we'll kill
Isn't
off
he
his
dead in the
character.
movie? He's
yeah,
dead.
he died during a test
Well-
piloting of the alien
Oh.
ship. The
Yeah.
ship he took all the way to outer space. He was maneuvered through that big mothership on his way out.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
the guy who maneuvered all that,
He just-
top #1 pilot.
He was like, all right, release the
fucking
park.
died at a
park-
test-
park-
like- test flight. Yeah, test flight.
In a way, doing a sequel to Independence Day is like doing a sequel to Armageddon. Like, what are you doing? Like, why would you do that?
The Return of the Rock. You know?
Yeah, it's like somehow but Bruce Willis
Bruce Willis is still
survived
alive.
the nuclear
He's got a cabin.
explosion.
He's got a cabin on the meteor.
Like, and then they got to go
They're like,
save
we
him. He's like,
detect him.
I'm
It's like
running
Ad
out of
Astra.
air, and it's been like 30 years.
He's-
And you're
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Exactly.
like, it just seemed ridiculous that they even did a
What's
sequel.
funny
to
is
Independence
that
Day.
would
It's
fit-
a perfect like start, change, stop
That would
movie.
fit
you know?
in
It's
the-
like
in the
it's a
universe of
perfect movie. It
Armageddon.
doesn't
The
need a
only
sequel.
reason you watch that film is because of Goldblum.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's the only reason you watch that film because
Oh,
you
yeah.
just like
That's
him.
true. He's amazing.
Okay,
Yeah, he's
so,
awesome.
so name your film you wanted to.
Well, I'm gonna name a couple films because we don't know anything about.
Okay.
Just as
Oh,
like
no, you can't because you
throwaways.
might pull one of ours. Name up to 2.
He won't name one.
Up to 2.
I probably won't. I'm gonna start at the end of the.
No, watch. He's gonna
the
pull some of mine
year.
because
You just gotta, like-
here's the problem. Majority of the time,
All right.
we're on the same fucking list on the phone.
Well,
Yeah.
you're not gonna say.
I'm not
these.
using a phone.
So
All right, what you gonna say?
So Conjuring 3, I'm excited
Okay,
for
all
because
right,
I
cool.
love both the Conjuring films.
Okay.
I'm also excited for Bill and Ted.
Yeah,
That's also
Face the
coming
Music.
2020. Face the Music.
Okay.
The sequel to Halloween, the new Halloween
Oh,
film, Halloween Kills,
Okay.
It kills, yeah.
is
All
also
right.
coming out
You're
next
doing
year.
well.
Okay, and then Quiet Place 2 is coming out.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
excited
okay.
for that. And
So you don't have to look for another one.
What's the
You
one
just-
we're going to talk about?
I mean,
one, 'cause
there's
we're not
you
talking
know,
about any of those.
and then we've talked about the other ones. The live action Mulan's coming out, which I need
Yeah.
to watch the trailer for.
Oh.
That-
So
I
which
think
one do
that
you
might
wanna
be
talk
good.
about?
Looks
The
good.
one I want to talk about.
Yeah.
It's Diego's favorite director, Christopher Nolan's back
Oh.
with his new
Tenet.
movie, Tenet.
I was gonna pull that up.
Oh, was that your? That's my movie. I think
All right.
that might
Yeah.
that and like Bond are probably my two big movies
yeah,
I'm
no.
excited for.
So-
But Tenet, yeah.
But to clarify,
because I know
he's
nothing
not my
about
favorite
it.
director.
That's why he was saying that. He was fucking with you.
I know. I just clarifying for the audience. I know you guys knew.
Yeah.
They know.
Because you just
there's
didn't
an
understand
audience.
Inception. That's
We do
why.
this so people can listen. I don't do this to
You're
take
one
it
of
all
the
for-
two people in the world who didn't understand Inception. Just kidding. Wait, what? So what about? Have they actually?
Dude,
released,
I'm excited because it's Christopher Nolan
Did
writing
they
and
released
directing.
a teaser on it?
So apparently
they
they just dropped a teaser.
It wasn't even a
another
teaser.
teaser. There's another new teaser just came out like yesterday or something.
I think it's a
Well, by
teaser
time
because the
this
first one got
episode
leaked.
drops, it'll be a few
It had
weeks
been
out.
out, yeah. So maybe they're getting ready to drop a big trailer. I don't know.
Yeah. Didn't the first one get leaked or something like that? That's why.
No, they never released it online. They only released it, I think, in theaters in front of
Which
like
is
a
a
Hobbs and Shaw
Nolan. That's
movie.
a Nolan thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
They'll do a sneak preview of a whole scene.
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I
the
remember
cast
it was
is
like
exciting.
That crazy. It was
It's
crazy.
yeah, it's like James Bond meets Inception. It's like what they keep saying about it, but I don't know if that's true at all. I
Great.
just like that he's
I'm
going back
excited.
to sci-fi like he did Dunkirk. which I
Isn't
still haven't seen.
Inception
And
James
then-
Bond meets Inception?
Huh?
Isn't Inception James Bond meets Inception? Kind of. It's like a whole.
Not
mission
really. It's an
into-
ensemble. Like, so I don't really feel like any one character is like
So
the
it's
James
Total
Bond
Recall?
character.
Okay, it's
Well,
Total
no, and then
Recall.
there's time travel. This hasn't. This is like Inception,
Jesus.
time travel.
meets Interstellar.
Meets Interstellar, yeah. So Interstellar, it's basically all the films that he's made up to
how
date
can I bring
in
it all
one
in?
movie.
How can I bring it all in? It's
didn't
all-
even reshoot
Is he gonna
anything.
do it's all one story?
I'm sure it's going to be insane. That would be great if it's all in the same universe of like all these movies
How
are
does he
like in
keep-
the same universe.
How does he keep doing this though? Like, how does he keep like his movies are always so like, whoa, that's an
Dude, it's
interesting angle. Like,
him and his bro, right?
yeah, well,
Don't they
sometimes
work together?
sometimes it's his brother, and sometimes it's just him. I mean, like a lot of these, he's just kind of writing. Like he has these in the vault, like in his
Yeah.
brain. He's very psychological with things. I just love the way he tackles things. Like Dunkirk was probably one of the more straightforward ones in terms of like that was a historical thing, but the way it was filmed, where he decided to do land, air, and sea,
Yeah.
and different times for each. Because if you're in the air, it'd take an hour to
What
get
he
there.
did
If it
with
was
that
by
film
sea,
was
it'd be
crazy.
a day or whatever. Or like, our land would be a week, and he filmed them all with that weird timing kind of thing. And there's like ticking clock. That I was like really impressed with the way he did Dunkirk. The whole movie.
Oh, I just watched the new what's Ryan Reynolds film on Netflix.
that's
supposed to be
the
the
Michael
Free
Bay
Guy?
movie.
Free Guy?
No,
No,
no.
Six-
Six
oh.
Under.
6 Under.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's Michael
yeah.
Bay, right?
Michael
Yeah,
Bay,
Michael
yeah.
Bay did that.
Yeah.
I watched it last night.
Was it good?
It was actually pretty. It was very old style, action packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people rated it very low, but I don't think it was.
That bad?
No, I thought it was very fun, and I'm pretty sure they have like more
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do. They're gonna do more. So it was a great cast. Great cast. It worked out really well.
All right.
Yeah.
So what about Tenet? Like, do you know anything else about Tenet? Like, I feel like I'm not really up
I know
on exactly
nothing.
what it's
I know
about. Is it
George
Nolan-
Washington's
Nolan's-
in it.
Yeah, right.
Denzel Washington Jr.
Oh,
Denzel
yeah.
Washington
Yeah, he's
Light.
in it.
David.
David Washington.
That's what
his
you
name.
told me his name was. I can't remember actually.
It
David
is-
Grover.
it
I feel
is
like it's
David
Grover
Washington.
Washington or something.
I don't know.
I mean, Grover
when
Washington's
you
guy
look, when you
did
pull it up, it just says David
Justice
Washington. So
League.
I'm sure he has a middle name.
I don't know why I said
Maybe.
Grover Washington because that was a guy that did Just the Two of Us with Bill Withers. Just the
Oh,
two
that was
of
kind of.
us.
Is that racist? I don't know.
What? No, it's his name.
All right, what do you
The
got?
Washington.
Nick?
What the fuck are you talking about? Race. You are so
Dude, everything's racist. now.
touchy. Everything's racist now.
Literally anything can be racist now.
What do you got?
All right, so I want to. Okay, Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh wow.
I loved the first Wonder Woman film, and when they announced that they were jumping ahead to the 80s,
Which they
that
filmed
here.
Yeah, like literally walking distance
Some-
from where we
yeah.
are, which is pretty awesome.
I mean, if you want to walk really far,
it's like a
but-
half-hour walk.
Yeah, it's if you're
An
lucky,
hour
half
walk.
hour,
Okay, it's a 7-minute
Is it
drive.
really?
It's a
It's a 2.5
7-minute
hour
Oh,
drive.
7-minute drive.
Yeah,
Two
let's
and a
just
half
say
hour
that.
walk.
Yeah.
It's literally like
take you
yeah.
2 hours to get there.
No.
Feel free to walk.
Fucking
You
pass
walk
that
slow,
shit.
bro.
You know you drove here. You can take your car.
Yeah.
I don't know why we totally went to
Talk about
walking.
my legs,
I
bro.
don't know. Walking always sounds like, it's close.
Reachable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in these kind of areas, it's not like
Yeah.
the city where things
That's
are.
true. You'd have to walk on the highway and then
Yeah,
you
because
get
you
run
get
over.
into that. Yeah. All right, so but Wonder Woman 1984. So I liked the first movie. I was excited they were jumping ahead to the 80s, but I didn't really have anything like visual. They dropped that trailer, and I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And they had that Blue Monday instrumental.
Yes.
Playing throughout it.
Yeah.
Blue
Oh,
Monday,
yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And then, but just the visuals and the way it looked, and I was like, I'm feeling this. And I like how they updated her costume to reflect the fact that they're in the 1980s now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it would be more vibrant and have more colors because the original one was in the, was it World War One? Wasn't World War II, right? It was World War One. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she first showed up in Batman vs. Superman, but then, yeah.
Yes, but in the first Wonder Woman movie, it was World War One,
Yeah.
and so her costume, just like Captain America, reflected that era, right? In the first Avenger, where he's in World War II, it sort of was just like it was like a jumper suit or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just more stripped down. It was duller colors.
Yeah.
By in Wonder Woman 1984, they're vibrant. The red, you could really see the red. You could really see
Yeah.
the blue. And I was like, but the whole thing, I was down for the whole way it looked, and like when she's riding
It's your
that lightning with the whip, and she's just so charismatic as that character too. I mean,
Yeah.
I think she's a great Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And it's my era.
They didn't show Kristen
80s.
Wiig though. She's
Yeah.
supposed to be the bad guy, and they showed her for a second, but they never
showed
showed
her-
her as a bad guy.
Yeah, they showed her a few times actually throughout the trailer, but you
She's
almost
just,
kind of like don't know
looking,
she's a
and you're
villain.
like, yeah, you don't
She
know.
seems like she's like her friend or whatever.
Yeah.
But she plays Cheetah, which is like a kind of like Catwoman, honestly. But
Oh.
she's a long-term villain for Wonder Woman.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right, this movie might get me to the theaters
Uh-oh.
I doubt
because
it.
I
Doubt
just
it.
love. No, this
Unless
actually
you
will probably
directed
lack. Underwater.
Yeah.
You're definitely not going to see
I
this
should have
movie.
said that. That was also on my
I
list.
possibly will because just
What-
listening to water in the surround sound and that big, I think
Just
it's
just take a
the-
bath and dunk your head in the water. Just hold it there
Okay,
for a few
well we'll
minutes.
move
Do
forward.
you know this
now.
movie?
No, what is this?
Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart, T.J. Miller.
It's
Jessica-
a sci-fi monster movie in
exactly.
like an underwater base or something,
it's like
a research
like
center.
almost like a
I like
Abyss
Kristen Stewart.
style.
The trailer
Yeah.
looks crazy. You haven't seen this trailer?
I feel like I saw this.
I
Trailer.
showed it to you. I showed it to you. Yeah.
I like Kristen Stewart.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's really come a long way since.
Both of them have.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Robert
you
Pattinson
know.
and her. Taylor Lautner not so much. I don't know where the fuck the guy
Oh,
is.
he did that Ridiculous Six, which
He
he was
did.
great in
He was
actually.
so ridiculous
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
He was ridiculous.
He was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think he's a great cast. I'm super excited.
Underwater.
For
Yeah.
Who
I-
directed this? Is somebody we know?
Eubank, James Eubank or something like that. Let me see.
You bang, she bang.
Eubank.
You bank, she bank.
Let me see. He hasn't. I don't think he's done anything big.
John David Washington. He
John,
does have
thank
three
you. I was like, I
names,
knew it was
yeah.
a third name. That's why I was like David Grover Washington.
What?
Some of the promos say David Washington, and another one's
Direct
John
this
David
one?
Washington.
Yeah,
no,
John.
no. Denzel
Denzel
Washington's
Washington's son
son.
from-
He's in Tenet.
Oh, I
He's
thought.
like the
Are you
main
talking
guy.
about Tenet or are we talking about Underwater?
He's jumping
No,
back.
I
'cause
just
Oh,
came up. on
William
some-
Eubank.
William Eubank. What did he direct?
He hasn't directed anything huge. The Signal, Love, Broken
show, Love.
Broken City. Let's see. He hasn't directed anything big.
A big feature or maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he has. Seems to be his first.
Nice.
So
So what are you excited for with this movie? What
I'm
was
just
because
excited
you
to see-
specifically said this would get you to the theaters, and I'm like,
because the
what?
environments. I think this is like one of the environments that I love water, and this is one of the environments that really excited me. I actually watched The Abyss in theaters,
Really?
and how it felt. You know, just with surround sound, it just makes you feel like you're under there, like claustrophobic, and so I'm excited to see that, have that feeling inside a theater.
Yeah.
And so, and just feeling it.
You-
Feeling like The
you feel like
Abyss
you won't have the same experience if you watch it at home. That's why you're willing to go to the theater for that.
for this film.
Yeah, for that
Yeah,
one.
I have to be specific because he's trying to be sneaky.
No, I wasn't trying to be sneaky. I know. I get what you're saying because I'm like, you don't usually say even movies you want to see, you won't go see them in theaters.
Yeah, there's
Lazy
like,
fuck.
No, I'm not. There's I has
Non-supporting.
Dude, my like
dick.
library of films. Even though there's tons of films that I like, some of them still don't make it into my Blu-ray library.
Yeah.
I have an odd Blu-ray library. They're not even like
Yeah, I'm the
top
same
films.
way. Like I won't just if I like really like a movie, I want to say I'll probably buy Doctor Sleep.
And
Like
you do it
that'll
by
be the
feeling.
movie that
You do it
came
by
out last
emotion.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll buy also for replayability or rewatchability.
Yes.
If I feel like I'm going to rewatch it many
Yeah.
times, I will buy it to own it. But if I watch it and I'm like that movie was fucking amazing,
Yeah.
But then I'm like, am I ever gonna watch this movie again? Or maybe once every couple of
Yeah.
years?
Yes, I
I
barely
get
won't
random
really buy it.
connections to films like The Arrival, the cinematography,
Yeah.
how everything was done. I bought that on Blu-ray because somehow I connected to the cinematography and the CGI that was done in it, the effects that was done in it,
Yeah.
and I watched that all the time just because of that.
Yeah, I rarely buy Blu-rays anymore. Honestly, I don't buy much because I could just stream it or
Well, you
even
also
rent
got
it through Amazon.
you
But,
got
but then
scammed on the DVD, like me.
I
own
have
like
a lot-
1,500
You saw my
DVDs.
DVDs. I have a
I have
shitload
more
of
than
DVDs.
you.
Yeah, you can more fucking.
I have an insane number of DVDs,
no, but
and then
on
they came out with
Blu-rays-
Blu-ray, and I was like, You tricked me. You fucking tricked me.
And they're gonna trick you again. You're still
4K,
buying Blu-rays.
8K. Yeah, I'm like, fuck you guys. I'm never buying a movie again.
But like, I'll get Blu-rays these days. Like, I got the Hitchcock collection. I got the Kurosawa collection. Like, these are ones that aren't necessarily
Universal Monsters.
Universal Monsters.
There's some great collections out there.
Oh,
actually.
there really are.
It's awesome.
You just got the Bond one.
Yeah.
So
I
these
bought
are-
the Bond collection.
And these are
all
ones that aren't
24
necessarily
films,
in one spot to go watch them. If you want to watch all these different ones, it's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, so yeah, these movies. I mean, there's some really good ones coming out in 2020. But for me, it's you know, I might be predictable because I'm going for these more blockbuster IP movies. But Ghostbusters
I'm
Afterlife,
interested to see
One Woman 84.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm interested to see the West Side Story.
Oh, is that coming out this year?
It says 2020.
Really?
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg directing West Side Story. I don't know why he's doing it. Have you seen the original West Side Story?
Yeah, I seen the original. I mean, it's good.
I don't know why he's
never,
remaking
it never
it.
like, you know.
I know, but
blew
It's
me
not
away.
an age piece.
Yeah, I don't.
It is.
I don't know why Spielberg's doing it. That's why I'm so curious to see
Maybe
it.
he's
Because
not- has he done a musical? No.
I don't think he's done a musical. He did that show on TV, Smash. He was a producer on it. That's all I know.
Okay.
But he's
Maybe he
never
wants to
done a
do a
musical that I know.
musical.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But it's like, why?
Oh
why
wait,
the
he
West
did that
Side
musical
Story?
number in Indiana Jones Temple Doom.
Okay.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
That, like apparently at the time that was like a big thing for him because he's
Yeah.
like, I've never directed a musical anything. So
Yeah.
it was like weird.
Maybe it's something he wants to go into. So
Yeah.
he wants to try. It's
This
like
old
one of the
age.
things that he
Always wanted
Steven
to do.
Spielberg, you've done everything.
But why is it West Side Story? And what's he gonna do that's different? And that's a classic. I like West Side Story a lot. I'm not like a biggest fan of West Side Story. I've watched it a bunch and I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Some people love it, but it's Romeo
I enjoy
and
it.
Juliet. I do
Yeah.
like the 1950s New York gang thing, the Romeo and Juliet story.
Yeah. I think he had. Of course, he has this. He's stuck in an era. He likes doing things in certain eras, and so I think.
That was from his
He-
childhood. I think it's from that movie
Yeah,
was done in
and I think this
1960.
might be something that he's trying to bring a classical back today, so people understand what he loved.
Yeah, but
I
he's
hope-
gonna have to do something. Well, he's a master,
is.
right?
He's a master. He
Steven
knows.
Spielberg, so he's not gonna just give you some whatever. Like he's obviously planning on doing something with his film that because the original one still pretty much holds up, right? So you don't need to remake it. Kind of like why would you remake Grease, right? So
Yeah.
he must have a reason he's doing it. Is he modernizing it? Is it not in the 1950s? I can't remember. I've read about it here and there, but I don't remember right as we sit here whether or not this is going to be a present time or is it actually going to still take
Yeah, there
place
hasn't
back-
been much about it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I mean, I love that era with the rumbles and
Is
everything
that
like
coming
that.
out next year?
Jets in the Show. He says it's coming out in 20
Yeah, it
this
says
year.
2020.
This year, 2020.
Oh wow. Okay.
This year, yeah.
So another one I'm excited for. I don't know if you guys saw Murder on the Orient Express. Which
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, I've watched.
Every
I
version.
love murder mystery shit. So
Yeah.
I've never.
Did you watch Murder Mystery with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston?
I did watch it.
That was actually really good.
It was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of like Murder She Wrote or
Really? You didn't like
what's
Angela
the other
Lansbury?
one? What's
Oh,
the guy?
wow.
The guy.
Matlock.
Matlock. Like I didn't really watch those.
They were good.
At all?
Both.
Maybe I watched them as
Andy
a kid
Griffith.
or something, like a handful of episodes, but never got into it. But I got into like the British ones. So I watched all of the Hercule Poirot, which are the
yeah.
Agatha Christie character.
Yeah.
I watched like every season, and the guy who did it did like 17 years worth of shit. Like he basically did a filmed version of every story she ever wrote for that
Wow.
character. So I was excited when Kenneth Branagh was bringing back that character and doing, Murder on the Orient Express. So now he's doing Death on the Nile, which
So he's
is
doing
a
a sequel.
Yeah, they've already done Murder on the Orient Express. Like this is the 4th or 5th movie, and in Death on the Nile, this might be the 2nd or 3rd movie.
But this could be a
that's been
whole
done.
new like franchise. For the
Yeah, I
modern
think
era.
that's what he
Yeah.
wants to do is
Yeah.
basically do like a new franchise. So that apparently is set to come out next year, and I'm excited for that because I already know everything, but because I've seen like there was a movie that was done, it was released in theaters, and then the BBC did like their
Yeah.
version, which was almost the movie. It was like an hour and a half
Right.
version of it. But
So when I saw Murder on the Orient Express in theaters, did I say it with you? I think I saw it with you.
Maybe.
Yeah, with the Kenneth Branagh one with Johnny Depp and all them.
Yeah.
When I watched that, I don't remember if I'd ever seen that 1976 one or
You didn't know how it
any
ended,
version.
right?
No, I didn't. No, but about a half hour, 40 minutes into the film, I wrote down a note of like what the ending was.
Yeah.
And then it was. And I think it was you. I showed it to you afterwards. I was like, I wrote this.
Yeah.
It's like 20, 30. It was like 30 minutes into the film maybe. And I guessed the ending.
Oh wow,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Because I watched
I thought
it
it was
with
cool.
my
I
whole
liked the ending.
family, and
Yeah.
like none of them had any
Yeah.
idea that it was going to end that way. Like
Yeah.
they're all like, "Oh, it was this person." They're the
I don't know if
guilty
anybody
one.
has seen it and has listened to this podcast, so I'm
Yeah.
a little bit like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know.
Won't spoil
We
it.
don't have to spoil it, but it's
Sorry, so I
it's
just
crazy
saw-
ending.
I just saw something that we actually really haven't talked about Guy Ritchie's coming out with the Gentleman.
Yeah,
I just mentioned to him
I didn't know
yesterday,
what
and
this
he
was.
never even heard of
mentioned
it.
You never even heard of it?
I was
Yeah.
like, what?
I saw-
and I looked it
I
up,
saw
and
a
I was
little
like,
bit of it.
this looks fucking awesome.
It looks. The cast is amazing.
Hugh
Matthew
Grant. Hugh Grant's
Matthew
in it.
McConaughey. Hello, Diego.
McConaughey.
Charles Dunham. That's the only reason I brought it up is because
Hunnam.
Hunnam, yeah, that guy.
Colin Farrell's in it. and-
Colin
Yeah,
Farrell. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
looks
looks like he
interesting.
returned to his Lock, Stock, Snatch kind of stuff in terms of like the way. Again, I haven't watched a trailer for it. Is there a trailer out?
There is a trailer.
There is a trailer
there's
for
a
it.
full
I watched the trailer. I just saw
trailer.
the poster and read up a little bit about it and saw the cast, and I was like, I'm fucking down for this.
It's a funny trailer.
I like Guy Ritchie's older stuff. I mean, he's still a good director. He did the Sherlock movies. He did Aladdin.
Yeah.
But I was a big fan of his more, I guess, indie fare, you can call it.
Yeah.
Lock, Stock, Snatch. I really liked Lock, Stock.
the early stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lock, Stock is still one of my favorite, probably the best I think he's done. And it was so stripped down. It was so energetic. It was very Train Spotting and that. Like there was just an
I don't know if
era
I
in the
ever saw
90s of these British
Trainspotting.
films. Oh, really?
Didn't they do a sequel?
They did. It's
Trainspotting
really
too?
good. Holy shit, was it really good? Yeah,
Ewan
yeah.
McGregor, right?
Yeah, Ewan
Yeah.
McGregor, Robert Carlyle, Johnny Lee Miller. It's fucking great films. Like the first one, they're heroin junkies.
Yeah.
But there's a lightness to the film, and it's really good. The first one was great. The second one, I was so pleasantly surprised. Like, I was like, this is a great movie because it takes them and it updates their character. Like they were like insane youth. I mean, they were in the 20s or whatever in the 90s. It jumps forward to today, and it's just like what they would actually. It feels real.
Right.
And if you see the way the first one ends, it kind of like picks up from that, like what happens. I don't want to tell you, but like something happens at the end of the first one, and it piggybacks on that. Like that's an important part of the second story. It's great. It's fucking great.
Yeah. There is one movie that we missed. Nobody mentioned.
I have two more honorable mentions, but it's probably not the same thing because
Okay.
these
I
are
was
not
just
too popular.
Coming to America.
Yeah.
too.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
it comes out tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's coming
Tomorrow.
out 2020.
Tomorrow. It's coming out
Not
this
tomorrow. This guy's excited.
year. This year. Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Why did we not mention
I
that?
don't know. They haven't really
This is
released
what I'm
anything.
saying.
There's
There's-
no
'Cause
updates
they just
about
finished
it.
filming it.
Yeah.
Did they just finish?
They just finished like a month ago.
And Eddie, I do remember reading an article. Eddie Murphy recently said he's like super happy with the way it's come
It
out
come
and
out
all that.
awesome.
So.
He
Oh, I'm
plays.
excited.
Okay, he did say this. He's playing all the characters again. He's playing the barbershop guy. He's playing the old Jewish guy. Somehow
How
these
are those
guys are
people
still
still
alive.
alive?
That's what I love. It's like
Hakim. It's like,
Oh my
Kunta,
god!
Kunta,
Unless this
Kunta,
movie,
upstairs.
unless this movie takes place like immediately after the events of the first one, and
But he
then they
doesn't-
just use
no,
like
'cause it's supposed to be
CG
his
to
son and
de-young him or
Yeah,
something.
right.
I don't know.
They might do a flashback.
Oh,
to it. He
look who's back in
but
town.
He plays some
Yeah.
additional characters too. He plays Randy Watson from Sexual Chocolate again.
Oh, yeah.
Sexual Chocolate, everybody. I believe the children are our future. Thank you.
Don't forget the
you,
Soul
thank you.
Glow.
Yeah, Soul Glow. No, he
guy.
didn't do Soul Glow.
Oh, he didn't do
No,
that.
he didn't do any Soul Glow stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
children-
oh my
but
gosh.
Randy Watson seemed like he was using
Yeah.
Soul Glow.
Yeah.
God, I love that. So, but he's playing additional characters too. He's taking on even more.
Arsenio Hall
characters.
did the
He's like doing some of
Flogo
this
guy.
farmer guy or whatever. Like he mentioned like one or two additional roles
Characters,
he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's coming in with like 8 characters.
I'm excited
It's gonna be
because
great.
a lot what he has come out with, especially like Dolomite.
Yeah.
Dolomite's
It
my
was
name.
great.
Did you
was-
watch
it was
it?
great. Yeah.
Oh, you finally watched it.
I
Neil's
watched-
coming over to watch it.
I watched it. I watched
You
it
did?
like the first week it came out.
Oh, you
on,
did? 'Cause I saw it in theaters, so I saw it ahead of the
You
release.
saw? Yeah, I saw it on
Netflix?
First week of Netflix.
It's great, wasn't
Oh,
it? Great.
It was
though?
a great. It was an incredible
It was
film.
funny. It was
Yeah.
heartfelt.
Yeah, there's a difference in films that I don't know, man. I'm starting to see a big distance within films that are made like old style and films that are made
Yeah.
today.
Like the
now.
modern
Like there's a lot
filmmakers,
of
yeah.
like watching Six Underground with. I was like, this is Michael Bay, and I saw a lot of like editing issues.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? Why would somebody? And I'm seeing like a lot of rules being broken that would never be broken before.
They don't need to be broken.
That don't- yeah, it's like it's really interesting and seeing Dolomite. It's so balanced. It's so done well.
Yeah, it's really well
It's
done
like wow, there's something about
Craftsmanship.
paying attention to the craft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen a lot today.
I
And I'm
agree.
not saying that people aren't great at what at the storytellings that they're telling, but these masters. They pay attention to those things that need to pay attention to, and this is why they're at a different level.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like when we were talking about my wife and I were talking about James Cameron, how he was filming something, and then like within 3,000 people, he saw a digital watch that wasn't supposed to be on there because it didn't match the era.
Yeah.
There's something about that. There's something that makes sense about that. And then film today, you got Tupac with an iPhone, and like, yo, you gotta pay it. Like, there's things.
Did Tupac have an iPhone in this new movie?
There was an iPhone in this film. I actually watched the film when people started talking about that. So, but I just want to pay homage to these films. They're not highly talked about, but well, one will be. But Artemis Fowl by Disney. I saw the trailer of this, and it looks really good.
Right.
And it's just about this young kid that finds special powers and stuff, and it's almost like detective style.
Yeah.
But it looks really, really, really good. It looks like one of those films I'm like, wow, this thing might break out and become a thing.
Well, where have I heard that? Oh, Hotel Artemis. Wasn't that a movie with like
it's different.
Jodie Foster or something?
Is Jodie Foster?
Hotel Artemis?
That's a different
I
one.
know,
That's
that's
different.
different,
Artemis
yeah.
Fowl is like a
And then-
YA or kids book, I guess.
Yeah.
And then one Legally Blonde 3.
Are they actually doing that?
They
Is that
actually are doing
actually
it.
on your?
They're actually doing it.
I did like those.
Witherspoon?
Those are funny movies.
No, not Reese Witherspoon.
He's talking about a different movie.
No, I'm talking about
Legally Blonde.
Yeah,
Legally
the
Blonde
girl
is what
that,
you're
the
talking
girl
about.
that
Reese
plays
Witherspoon, right?
No,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
who? Robbie, what's her name? That plays the
From-
girl.
Millie Bobby Brown.
No, she
No.
plays.
You're talking about the chick from the new that Fox movie?
No,
she plays like
dude.
Robbie.
You've lost me.
she's
Robbie
she's
somebody.
no,
She's in a
um,
Tarantino movie.
No.
Oh, not that chick.
Watch. I'm talking about the girl who plays is in the Bird of Prey.
Yeah.
Oh, Margot Robbie.
Margot
Margot
Robbie.
Robbie.
Yeah, she's gonna be in it.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Wait,
She's in
what the fuck is
Tarantino
going
movie.
on? This whole
Oh,
thing.
she is. No,
Yeah.
she's not in Tarantino. What
do you
Tarantino?
mean?
Once
She's
Upon a
in
Time in
Once
Hollywood. She
Upon a
plays
Time in
Sharon
Hollywood.
Tate.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Hi.
But,
Sorry.
Wait, I'm so confused about this. I did not expect you to get to the end of this and be like, Margot Robbie's gonna be the new Elle
Legally
in
Blonde
Legally Blonde
3.
3.
Yes.
What?
That
I
seems
don't
like
think
a
that's right. I
weird
feel like that's
career
made up.
choice.
I feel like that's made up.
That does seem like an
Okay.
odd career
Yes.
choice for her.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even mention Sonic the Hedgehog.
I know Sonic the Hedgehog or Birds of
I'm
Prey.
not excited for it, but I'm excited
I'm not excited
because
for
they
Birds of Prey.
changed it. I kind of
no,
wanted
Jim
them to
Carrey. Did you
release
see the
two
newest
versions.
trailer?
Yeah, I saw it.
Jim Carrey.
I feel like
looks
they showed too
great.
much though.
They showed a lot, but Jim Carrey. But then people loved it all of a sudden because remember they didn't love it.
I
in
hope
the
people
first trailer?
see it and it's
Yeah.
not all this bullshit like, oh, we changed the whole movie, spent all this
know.
money, showed you the whole goddamn movie in the trailer, and then nobody comes to fucking
Right.
see it. That'd be the ultimate like spit in the face.
That is true. The Kingsman's coming out. Anyways, there's a lot of great movies coming out this year.
I didn't even know they were doing a
oh,
Fantasy
she's coming out
Island
in
movie.
Bombshell, too.
Yeah,
Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
That's interesting. That's interesting.
That's the Fox one about the Fox people that nobody cares about. I don't even know why people care about.
What is going on?
So sorry.
You know what I'm talking about? You saw the trailer for this.
No. Oh, yeah, the one with what's his face and it's Charlize Theron as
The drama
Megyn
within-
Kelly and
yeah,
So
Fox
Margot
Corporation
Robbie
and
is in
news and all
conversations. Sorry. Topics that are
They've
happening
already
in
filmed this
2020 is
thing.
Margot Robbie is in conversations for Legally Blonde 3. They're in
Holy
conversation.
shit! Should I just cut out this entire
Yeah.
part because I
Sorry.
don't know that
No,
we
I clicked-
provided any information that meant anything to anybody.
So
ever.
no, I just want to clarify that because what I did is I pressed the lower
Yeah.
link on Margot Robbie and I didn't press the
okay.
link that.
Yeah,
in
I was like,
2020.
what?
So yeah, so they're in conversations having her do Legally Blonde 3.
Oh, okay,
So-
it probably won't. It'll be a reboot if anything. They won't do it as a third movie. You know what I mean?
No, it said 3. It's in the article. I'll show it to you later.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do it. I mean, but maybe if they've got a good angle on it, that's different.
I just think it's
because
a very interesting topic to
Those-
pull out today.
that is true. Those I
Yeah.
mean, those first two movies were great.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember
So
the
was
second one
the-
too much, but I like the first one a lot.
Okay.
Yep. Anyway, so I think this is good. 2020 is gonna be a great year.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, good
I'm
good
so-
movie for the big movies and the small ones.
There's big movies,
And
small ones.
there-
There's Black Widow. There's
Yeah, there is a Black Widow movie.
show.
There's a Black.
Dude, it's showing up as a
Is that a
movie that's
movie? I
coming
thought it
out
was a
May
show.
1st. You
Movie.
keep saying it's a show, and I was like so
Yeah.
confused because I'm pretty sure it said it was a
It's-
movie.
it
Oh,
shows
it
a
is a
movie.
movie. Yeah, it is a movie. You're right. You're
This
right.
guy.
My bad.
Yeah.
What? There must be
You have
another Marvel
Mulan.
show you're thinking of.
Yeah,
there's
you
the
have
Vision,
Mulan.
the Scarlet Witch, and there's a Vision and Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Oh, well, we didn't.
All those.
We didn't
Those are
talk
TV
about
shows?
Yeah.
Oh.
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yep.
That's another one.
Oh, is that
And, Yeah,
coming?
he officially said there's an official winner in that battle.
But I mean, that's actually happening next year?
That's happening next year. Yes.
This year, 2020.
So
this
there's-
year, sorry.
It's January 7th. Jesus.
Sorry.
We're filming
You have
this
to edit
actually in
the shit out of this.
2019.
And then
We're so unprofessional.
one for you is Antlers with Scott Cooper.
Yeah, that
That's
looks
very-
good. I
that's-
saw the trailer and I'm
that's very
like, it looks
interesting.
super disturbing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge horror movie, but I like like supernatural
Your
horror.
list had
I like
4
that kind of
out
stuff.
of 6 were
Dude,
horror
who
films.
didn't love Conjuring 1 and 2? Did you
I know,
guys not
that's
love
what I'm
those
saying. So
movies?
don't
They
tell
were
me
great.
you don't like horror
You didn't like the
films.
second one?
I did
The
watch
second
the
one was
second
Well,
great.
don't tell me you don't like
Oh,
horror
you need to
films.
watch the second one, yeah. I'm not saying I don't
You
like them.
shining you.
Oh my god, movie of the year, Doctor Sleep. Neither of you guys have seen it. It's crazy.
Movie of
to
the
me.
last year.
It's so good. Movie of last year.
I think when it goes to that one
it's
of
gonna
those,
win Best Picture of the Oscars. If it doesn't, I'm never watching an Oscar show again.
You never watch
There
the
you go.
Oscars to begin with.
Sometimes
Sometimes.
it depends on what's nominated.
You
If
came
I
over
give
my-
a shit about the movies that are nominated, I'll watch. But if I'm like, I don't even know what these movies are, like last year, then I'm not gonna fucking watch it.
Right.
Well, this year there's a lot of ones that we do know about.
He hasn't been,
Is it?
they haven't
Did
been
they
nominated.
announce the
No.
nominations yet?
No, the
Oh.
Golden Globes. they did
Golden
that.
Globes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Golden
gonna watch
Globes. I'm
this
sorry,
year
I'm on the
because
wrong one.
fucking, Joaquin Phoenix is getting nominated for Joker.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sure Best
I'm
Picture
100%
and Best
positive.
Actor.
Shocking if he does.
At least a nomination.
Yeah, because Golden Globes. They got
Yeah.
all the nominations out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us here at the first podcast of this year, 2020. My name is Tiago de Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino,
And I'm Neil Carson.
and we're gonna party like it's 2020.
20.
Yeah, I guess you gotta put the I at the end to get the rhythm. I'm like, I'm missing a
99.
syllable.
And we
99.
gonna
It's that
party
99.
like it's
19 was
20,
1999. It's like there's not enough syllables to do 20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
put the,
That's
I,
true.
I had to put the "un" in there.
Na,
Boom.
na, na, na.
I got you.
All right.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.